Hey guys, in today's video once again I'm going to be talking about Chanel 2020 holiday makeup collection, but this time specifically I'm going to be comparing the Illuminating blush from the collection with the one of the mono eyeshadows, which looks quite similar to the blush, as you can see probably. And a lot of you have been asking me how similar these two are, and a lot of you have been asking me to use the Illuminating blush on my eyes. So today I'm going to show you swatches in natural light, and also I'm going to be applying them on my eyes. If you want to see swatches from the whole collection, I have a first impression review and I have swatches in natural light, so I'm going to have a link to that video in the description box below. If that's your first time on this channel, a very warm welcome. I'm Angela and I love talking about luxury beauty and fragrances. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn the notification bell on so that you don't miss any future videos. Very soon I'm going to have a full review of the Chanel Holiday 2020 makeup collection, because my first review was just the first impression, and these days I've been playing with all of the products from this collection because I want to give you a really good review and I want to tell you how each of the products performs. Okay, so now let's talk about these two products. At first, when you look them in the pan, they look quite similar. The mono eyeshadow is 927 and this is the Illuminating blush powder. Now, as you look them in the pan, they look quite similar. However, when I swatch them, you're going to see the differences. The Illuminating blush powder is definitely a lot more subtle. It doesn't have any shimmer. It just has that sheen, which is good actually because it doesn't emphasize pores or texture. And if you have texture, it's not going to emphasize that. Of course, make sure to be light-handed. It suits my fair skin tone quite well. Today, I have only a little bit on my face, and after I finish my eyes I'm going to apply a little bit more. So the color of the Illuminating blush is a rusty color and it has the slightest, the very subtle, sophisticated luminosity, whereas the mono eyeshadow, it has that copper rosy color. So the color is like a copper with the tiniest rosy pink shimmers, which look very beautiful on the eyes. And today I'm going to apply the Illuminating blush on this eye and the mono eyeshadow on this eye so that you can see the difference and you can see how different they look. Now, because of the formulation, both apply better with fingertips because I've already tried them and both work a lot better when applied with fingertips. I already have a very light base and all of the products that I used are going to be in the description box. And I only have a little bit of Chanel concealer as a base on my eyelids. So the eyeshadows from this collection perform quite good on my eyelids. Okay, and now I'm going to start by applying the Illuminating blush on this eye. And first of all, I'm going to use a brush so that you can see how it applies, and then I'm going to build up the color with a fingertip, because for me, this definitely looks better when I apply it with fingertip. And let's go ahead. And you can see that with the brush, I cannot get a lot of color. I can get a very light wash of rosy color. Okay guys, and this is how the blush looks when I only apply it with a brush. And as you can see, it gives me a very beautiful wash of color. This is definitely the kind of look that I would be wearing on a daily basis because it looks absolutely beautiful. It doesn't crease and it's quite long lasting, I have to say, because I tried this yesterday and it wears really nice. So now let me go ahead and I'm gonna just clean the brush. And I'm going to apply the mono eyeshadow in 927. I'm going to apply on this eye, again with the same brush. I just cleaned it because I want to give it a fair test so that you can see how different are the two colors. And I immediately get a lot more color. Okay, and you can see now how it looks, the eyeshadow, the mono eyeshadow applied on this eye only with a brush. And then I'm going to... Now the color of the eyeshadow is definitely more vibrant and it has the tiniest shimmers, whereas the Illuminating blush doesn't have these shimmers. It is more of a rusty color and it has the slightest, very subtle luminosity, whereas this eyeshadow, it does have the slightest shimmers. I think that it's going to be very suitable for anyone because It is not a chunky, big glitter that is going to look bad. It is absolutely suitable for everyday use. It's very subtle, it's very elegant. It's just a little bit more vibrant. And on my eyelid, it looks almost matte. So the blush, you can use it on your eyes and on your face. However, I wouldn't use this eyeshadow as a blush because of the tiny shimmers that it has. It depends. You might, if you want to be very light-handed, you might use it as a blush, but I don't like the way it looks. And also because of the tiny shimmers, it does emphasize a little bit, if you want to use it as a blush, it does emphasize a little bit texture. So you should have quite a flawless complexion if you want to use this as a blush. Okay, so now I'm gonna build up the color, and first I'm gonna build up the blush just using my finger, because when I use my finger the color is going to become a lot more intense, and I just want to show you like what's going to be the difference. I'm going to just gently tap this. Okay, and you can see that the color becomes a lot more vibrant when I use my finger. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, but with the mono eyeshadow. Just going to be using my finger. Okay, and this is the final result. As you can see that the colors on my eyes, the colors look almost similar, but this one is a little bit more rosy and it has the tiniest shimmer. So this one has shimmer and this one looks almost matte. So this is the main difference. Okay guys, so that's the finished look. I only applied a little mascara. So overall, I think that these two pieces are definitely worth the investment. I think these are the best pieces from Chanel's 2020 holiday makeup collection. Definitely these two pieces are the most unique and the most beautiful. Now, one thing is that I think you can use this on the eyes very successfully. It looks beautiful as eyeshadow. It looks more matte, whereas this one looks luminous. And it doesn't have chunky glitter, but it has a lot of luminosity, which looks very pretty on the eyes. But overall, when I look myself in the mirror, when I look myself straight in the mirror right now, I don't see much of a difference except for the fact that the eyeshadow is definitely more shimmery, it has more light, and this one looks matte. But other than that, if you're a Chanel lover and you just want to save some money, I would say go for the highlighter because you can use it also as a blush and as eyeshadow. Or if you only want to use the eyeshadow and you're not impressed with this color as a blush, you can just go ahead and buy the mono eyeshadow. I definitely love the mono eyeshadow a lot, but I tried using the mono eyeshadow on my cheeks and it doesn't look as good as this one because it does have little tiny shimmers and it might emphasize texture. So I definitely prefer to use this on my cheeks. And now that I've done my makeup already, I'm going to apply a little bit more of the blush on my cheeks. I had a little, but I'm just going to build it up a little bit. And it's very surprising that now this one doesn't emphasize pores because it has the tiniest luminosity. However, do not build up the color too much if you have texture. Still think about it, because if you have a lot of texture on the face, it might emphasize some texture, because still this is an illuminating blush and still you have to be in the mood for illuminating blush. And to give you a better idea, it's actually the same as the illuminating blush from Dior, like the Dior Luminizer blush that I've already shown on my channel. Okay, and that's it. I don't want to build up the color too much, but you can see that it does look quite luminous. And once again, if you have a lot of texture or if you have in this area a lot of dilated pores, you might skip this blush because still this is an illuminating blush, and in my experience, matte blushes usually look a lot better on skin that has a lot of texture. But also, again, it's a matter of your personal preference. Okay, that was all for today's video. Make sure to subscribe and turn the notification bell on because a full review of this collection is coming very soon on my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!